Hello again, small model Gundam collectors. So we have a Gashapon Senshi Forte. It's EX02. Okay, it came out in 2017. Yeah, there's a parts there. There's a flying mode, and that's it. So yeah, this is a giant robot in the Gundam universe. I haven't seen this particular Gundam Zeta. But that's Gundam Zeta, I think, and it's fighting this thing. And it has this weird mobile armor mode where it just looks like a giant brick flying through the air. This thing's actually taped together. And I think it's new, so that's good. Well, I don't know, maybe someone just retaped it. Well, actually, you can't really fake that too easily. It's all bagged up. But maybe we should take a look at this before I mess something up. So, EX03 is Queen Mansa. If I can ever find that for a decent price, I will. These things are really overpriced, these Senshis, it seems, for how small they are. The typical joint systems, they do have articulation, which is great, which is why I like them, because they're smaller than Converge, and have more articulation, and they seem to have the same amount of details. So, this is the frame system. The basic joints that you would find. Maybe that's different because it looks big. Oh, I think it has a flying platform. Wow. Oh, these are really sharp looking. There's actually a lot of plastic in that little box, it seems. So these I gotta clip off here. These are rigid plastic. They're not the soft PVC. And they're definitely bigger than your standard Senshi joints, which makes sense. It's a bigger robot. Alright. So I might as well put these together. These are probably the elbow joints. And you'll notice there's a little lip there. So once you snap these together, they're never going to come apart again. And I really wish this cross silhouette bodies did this. Because the cross silhouettes, you can see the gap widening in their joints and their so it's too bad they don't adopt this method. It's not even that hard to do. Okay, so that's it for the joints. So if you want to pause and look at that, I basically take the hip joint and start there. So I'll pop this up through the skirt. Might as well get the parts painted here. So nice, there's silver and red here. This is not as bright of a yellow as I thought it would be. Not very bright at all, but nicely molded details. You know, it's all pre-painted as well, so painting stuff takes a lot of time. So even though I'll make a model kit every now and then, I can't say I want to. Alright, so here's the torso. More yellow and metallic thrusters there. Some red details. Yeah, nice. Those weapons here, they're like gunmetal with red inside of them, so that's really cool. And now this thing has a big flange on it as well, so once you pop this in, it won't just fall apart, you know, when you pick it up. But getting it together is the challenge. Gotta like wiggle it in there or something. Push that against the table. Well, yeah, I guess that kind of is pretty flat. So So that might be a trick since this is all flat. I still don't think it's in there all the way. Alright, that's in there. So it's actually recessed a little bit now. And so yeah, it's not going to fall apart very easily. In fact, I'm wondering if it can go further. Yeah. Alright, now that is totally tight. Unfortunately, it collides with itself. This is like ridge here on the hip, so you only get a... Well, I'm mistaken again, as always. Alright, so you could actually rotate this all the way around. Yeah, that looks really cool. Alright, let's go with the shoulders next. So you got these dumbbell joints here, dumbbell balls. And I'm not sure if I'm going to just pop this in here or not. Let's see. I guess I did manage to do it. Sometimes I think with age, this plastic, this soft PVC stuff gets harder or something. You know what, that is pretty hard. Yeah, that helped. Just some pliers. Alright, so naturally being a ball dumbbell, you can get, you know, front, back butterfly. Well, we'll see how it collides with itself. So the shoulders now. Historically, I like to put the arms together first. So yeah, you see that flange there. So again, it's going to pop in there, but it'll never fall out very easily. You know, there's no way that's going to fall out if I'm picking it up. And okay, you gotta like wiggle it in. Wiggle it just a little bit. This is the forearm, and you can see it's got like a shape to match this cylinder. So it's going to trap that, even though it's never going to fall apart. But it helps hide it as well, I guess. I don't think it matters which side is what. Oh no, I'm wrong again. This side is different from that side. Looking at the images, this square is on the front. So now I should probably look at these two. Are these the same or not? They're not. One has a peg hole. So that's for the shield. And so this is basically the left arm. So wiggle that in. Okay, I heard a little snap. So that's really good. Look at that. It actually bends 90 degrees because they have it so it clears this section. And that little section even has panel lines. So that's cool. A little red there on the wrist. Alright. Let's see what the hands are. I'm gonna trim these off. Now these hands are soft PVC, so they're not going to break very easily, which is good. A lot of the converged parts are rigid plastic, which I don't like. Well, I'm not sure long term if this stuff is going to become brittle or not. PVC, maybe. Long term, I just don't know. So this hand also has a ridge. Probably wiggle that in. That wasn't hard to do. So naturally you can rotate that around. And it has the weapons at the fingertips. So that's kind of neat. Yeah, looking good. Alright, so let's put that on here. Alright, so there. Yeah, there's a lot of collision for the butterfly there. Same, oh, look at that, that fell off. That's probably for the conversion mode. So a little up and down in the shoulder, and then obviously you can rotate the thing around. Alright. Try to keep appearances up here. Might want to put poster putty in these loose parts. But I'm going to do the conversion mode, I think, later. Okay, with that said, I have to take the other forearm, and the squares in the front. Wiggle this in. See, the thing moves, that's the problem. quite in there. No. There, now it's, I think, no. Yeah, there we go. Snapped in, very good. And you got two fists as well. Let's try to fist on this side. Okay, pop that up in here. Obviously it moves. So you gotta try to line it up and try to push the force directly in axis with the joint. Okay, there we go. It's coming together. The head. So this is what scared me. That's definitely not very soft. Whoa. Oh, I thought I broke it. It's not soft, but it's not super, I don't know, it's in between a rigid plastic. It's more rigid than it is soft though, so be careful of that. If this fell, that would definitely break off, I think. It's so thin. This peg isn't very long either, considering how big the head is. Let's see if it's a tight fit. Alright, so the head is pretty cool. You got this metallic pink up here, and then you have the red of, I think these are probably weapons as well. They're very deep, so I don't know if this should be black in there, but if you could add it easily. And then look at these eyes, they're translucent pink, and this silver behind them, so they're very reflective back there. I only wish they molded some eye details. They're just flat silver surfaces. It would have been cool if they molded some details and then painted it silver back there. I mean, you see that in Converge, which have smaller eyes than this. A red chin looks good. Nice recesses there. Nice little protruding slots, and then that pink metallic back there as well. So all in all, it's pretty nice. The antenna's a little crooked. I guess you could dip it in hot water, but I'm not gonna bother. Something's definitely wacky here though. The way this PVC molded, look at this, it's just all messed up. There's like a snake there. So that's not very nice. I didn't even notice this yellow paint there. That's cool. But luckily the head is probably gonna cover a lot of that up. Yeah, it's not so bad. The head presses down quite a bit, so it actually collides. The chin there collides, so you only have a few degrees of movement. I guess that's better than no movement. Oh, look at this, the top of the head. Oh, yeah, hold on. That thing comes off, I guess. I don't know if it's... Oh yeah, for mobile armor mode. We'll get to that later. So this fell out pretty easily. Alright. The last bit are the legs, which are just like the smaller ones, are just one piece. So the bottom of the foot details looks pretty nice. There's a little yellow there, a little red, a different gray up here at the hip, and some gunmetal for the mechanisms and back. So all in all, pretty good. And then we have to pop these on here. Nice snapping sound. Okay, so that's a really short character. Where's my ruler? I would say with the antenna it's like 8 centimeters or a little over 3 inches, maybe 3 1/4. Yeah, so that's, even though this is a big Senshi, it's still a small toy in the realm of toys. But it's really squat and cool. I forget what this thing is called. Harudu or something? I don't know, I haven't seen Zeta, so... But it's a flying platform for this thing to ride on. It's got a black painted cockpit, and it's got some red intakes there with some horizontal grooves. Red intakes over here as well. This wing is nice and flexible, so I'm not afraid. Same with this one, I'm not afraid of dropping this. Then we have some red back here, and then some licensing stuff or whatnot. And a little tiny peg hole. I'm not sure if that's meant to be there as a real... It seems way too small to be a peg stand hole, right? When you have that much Well, this, I think, is supposed to stand on it. Although, that's... I don't know. That doesn't seem right. But why else would... Oh, unless maybe you're supposed to get the Zeta, and the Zeta flies on this. That's a possibility. Darn it, now you're going to have to track down a Zeta in this lineup. These are hard to find. Okay, well anyways, back to this. It looks great. The last bit is the shield. Okay, so the shield, we have some black venting there. And minor details in the back. But the red's nicely, well enough painted that it doesn't bother me. I only wish this thing had some markings. But I guess if you look at the images back here, there really are no markings. I think this is an old cartoon Zeta. Okay, being a round peg, you can obviously twist it around, which is nice. It's symmetric though, so it's going to look the same in most cases. And that is it for that figure. Now, this is going to be super lame and I'll never display it, but I guess we might as well take a look at this mobile flight mode here, this mobile armor mode. So, I gotta take the top of the head off, it looks like. Is there a tooth back here? For some reason the back of this head doesn't want to come off. I don't want to tear it. I can't see what's going on back there. Also, this freaks me out. I gotta take this out. I don't know why that will not come out. Oh, I see. Never mind, that's not supposed to come off. The whole head is supposed to come off. So basically this thing should be glued together. This is just showing the assembly, what Bandai did. So yeah, here you can see the back of the eyes. Yeah, they could have easily molded stuff on the back of the eyes, then painted it silver. But for some reason they didn't do that. So I'm going to come back after I glue this together. Alright, I ended up crazy gluing these back on because I see no reason for them to come off according to the manual, the instruction sheet there. Alright, so to make this flying mode, I guess the shield just comes off, that goes away, the head goes away, these legs are going to go away. Then you have these flying legs, which basically looks like the foot was like compressed down. And that pops on here. So the yellow is in the front, and the gunmetal is in the back. No snapping sound because it's not a fully enclosed thing, but I guess that's also to make them easier to get in there. So those just sit flat like that. And then you have these wing slash half shields. It's like the shield was split in half, and then there's a wing, and that pegs on here. And there's no left or right. They're symmetric, so you could pick any one. Okay, then the hands come out. No hands, apparently. And they just bend 90 degrees. And just face forward, I guess. And then this is the replacement head, and the yellow is in front again. Oh, it actually snaps nice and snug with that. So it's, I don't know if this is really, I guess it's nice to have, you know, just, but I have a hard time thinking anyone's going to ever display it like this long term, right? It's almost like it's a way for them to trick you to buy two, so you could have one in flight mode and one as a robot mode. It's just a strange, weird looking thing. It's just, it almost looks like a robot. It's just got no head. Like that could be its eyes or something like that, right? I guess that is the head now. Alright, well now you see it. Let me give you one last rotation here, nice and slow. Look at that. Yay. Yay. Alright, I'm gonna put it back to robot mode and come back. Alright, let's take a look at a few other robots here. So I do have this Zeta from Converge, as you can see. If I take it off the base. I guess you could put those next to each other. I mean, it is smaller, but it really should be like that tall if it was really in scale with this thing. But at least it's smaller. And this is number 156 in the Converge lineup, I believe. I didn't buy this with the packaging, so that's just my research. I could be wrong. Leave a comment if I am. Well, you know what? That makes me want to try the Zeta on here. And it will fit on that thing. So the feet work. Okay, so that's good to know. The most logical comparison, though, is the Converge Psycho, which I've added a bunch of decals to. I don't think they've done a core version of this casting yet. Core is where they have a bunch of additional printing on it, or even a whole metallic paint scheme. But I don't think they've done it, so I'm happy with this. I mean, it probably has more detail than Bandai is ever going to put on a core release anyways. And this is EX17 in the Converge lineup. So you can see, you know, it's a different type of deformation. Two different people clearly designed these two different toys. You know, I would assume they're two different people. Alright. So here we have another Gashapon Senshi. And it's the Thunderbolt Gundam. So that thing looks huge because it's just plastered with weapons, but the actual robot itself is quite small. Now, I noticed here on the bottom there is a peg stand. It's really small. So let's see. I'll take this off here. Oh, it's way short. I don't think this is going to help at all. No. It'll fit in there, but it's pretty much standing on the stand, right? It's not very tall with that stand, so let's forget that one. But I have another stand from a different Senshi Forte or whatever, and maybe this is taller. Let's see if this works. It looks like it's the same diameter. Alright, this actually can give you some options for posing for flight mode and stuff, or some sort of action pose, right? Like that. So that's cool. Alright, let's leave that. And then the last, and my first Senshi that's large is the Nightingale, because it's possibly my favorite Gundam's character. And I added some decals to it. Or no, I didn't. Never mind. That's a different build. This is the way it came. It's got some gold printing on it. So it's nice. It's just that it's raw plastic. You know, I feel like it would be nicer if it was painted. You know, this Converge, all these Converges are painted, so that's why they look so nice. But this one, you know, it's got that shininess of raw plastic, which I'm not a fan of. So this is even better. Like, this is clearly painted black. Although the head possibly might be raw plastic. It looks a little bit shiny. But the rest of it looks like it's painted. It doesn't have that sheen. Alright, so I guess that's enough for the comparisons there. I'm going to have to make some stands for both of these. This also has a peg hole in the bottom, but both of these things, even though they're extra special, they don't even come with a stand. You know, it's just kind of weak, I think, because these things are expensive, these extra sets. Alright, well, at least it came with a second kind of vehicle, even though this thing can't really fly on it. But I'm sure I'll be able to track down the Zeta sooner or later. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next Gashapon Senshi video. Bye now.